Let's talk about the celebrities. I just want to understand because you've said that once a top actor in India needs about 25 crore rupees in passive income just to feel safe enough to retire.
Okay, so
25 crores?
yeah, that's been a factual number. Okay, so that's a factual number I've given. That is what the family spoke to me because I manage that family's money. See, actors today have a very the shelf life is about what 1-2 decades, 10, 20 years, depending on how it plays out. To stay relevant in the business, they know that today, of course, the longevity rate is very, very high.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the top A plus actors. They play out for next 20, 30 years if they are in a good run. Assuming there's a downturn in the professional career. Okay, so today all of them, and I can give you names of these guys. They are very smartly diversified.
Tell us.
Being into, I'll give you names. So the top. I mean, if I give you 10 names also, you see a Ranveer Singh has having a super U.
Yeah.
Okay, the protein.
Yes,
he's got a active participation there. Okay, in a startup. You see Shraddha Kapoor, Palmonas. You see Kirti Sanon in Hyphen. You see Ranveer Kapoor and Kevin Turs.
So that would be the younger crop is definitely
See, look at a Salman Khan. He's the guy who started Being Human.
Yes.
Look at a Shah Rukh Khan.
Yeah.
KKR. He's also into real estate. I know. It's not, I don't know, it's in media, but yeah, I know he's very well diversified in real estate. He's getting there. So I'm saying they're very, very smartly. Priyanka Chopra.
Yeah.
Bumble, right? You have so many names. Alia Bhatt, Ede Mama.
Yeah.
You look at the crop of actors, they understand their shelf life. They understand that they have to, be diversified to ensure that the money keeps not coming to the 25 crore number again. I mean, it looks daunting for somebody like us. I mean, somebody at a normal person would think of an aspirational number to reach 25 crores in his lifetime to be secure. But look at, from their perspective, today they're already worth 2,000-3,000 crores, okay? And they know that a 25 crore, even if they don't do anything, their lifestyle is very different than us, right? I mean, they have holidays abroad, they keep moving abroad, they have houses overseas, multiple houses overseas.
The lifestyle is
very, very different. If there's something, the kids are studying abroad, medical attention, they go to the best doctors. I mean, they have best medical and they go overseas for medical treatments. Not that India's bad, India's great, but I'm saying their lifestyle is very different than us, right? So having said that, a 25 crore number, looking at from their perspective, is very normal. And it also has to factor that the passive income of 25 crores. How will it look 20 years from now?
Yeah.
So today it looks daunting, but 20 years from keep inflation in mind.
Yeah, I mean, actually, by some standards, some would say that it's a modest number.
And looking at today, if their net worth is so much, Aman, 20 years from now when they want to retire, or 10 years from now when they want to retire means retire from active work, they should have this number kicking in, and you also have to factor inflation in that, right? I mean, then that number looks very normal at their level.
Yeah. So what kind of conversations do the celebrities have? Are they very involved, or do they sort of leave it up to you, or are they very focused about, how much they're making, how much is going in mutual funds? Are they monitoring their investments regularly?
So I'll tell you, I'll be very honest. I speak with the family. Okay, not that the celebs directly sit in the conversation, but the family is definitely involved.
Okay.
And they're very, very actively involved. They understand the numbers pretty well. Of course, there's a lot left to us as wealth advisors, as family office advisors, to tell them where the money will be invested, how the money will be deployed. After understanding the risk appetite, after understanding what they want to do with the money, after understanding the liquidity needs. Because like I also mentioned in one of my earlier podcasts, I mean, we were sitting and suddenly there was 7 crore deployed for buying a car. So that can come up and crop up anytime. I mean, suddenly, you want to buy a Patek Philippe. Today, the watch starts from 2.5 crores, goes to 50 crores, right? I mean, could be anything.
Give me an example of some ludicrous thing that you've actually had a celebrity say that they wanted to do. Have you ever advised against it, or that's not your place?
No, you have to be very smart in advising. So you have to play it very, very smartly.
So what would you say if someone called you up and said, I want to buy the watch?
So I think, they have the money today, okay? They are in that circle.
They don't even have to tell you. I mean, they're doing it.
They're doing it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, nobody will tell me that I'm going to, hey, Sheikh, can I buy this?
Yeah.
No, they're just going to buy it. And then you see, where does this money go?
Yeah.
Oh, the money's gone there, okay?
Yeah.
So that's okay. I mean, so I think they're pretty well set for themselves. I mean, they have their the actor fees coming in, the endorsement deals coming in. I think all of them today have their own production houses, distribution houses. You know, they have their startups and all of that. So I think there's money in abundance today. I think any top celebrity, A-lister celebrity today makes anything in the range of 200 to 300 crores a year. I mean, if all that kicks in together, right? So for them, kind of diluting and picking something at a 25, 10, 15, 20, 25 crores is no big deal, you know. But it happens. See, what also happens is the circle that you move in, okay? I mean, you want to be there. You want to be noticed.
Yeah, you're living up to with the Joneses.
Everybody, right? So you have to own things to be relevant, to be there. So I think they live a very different lifestyle that you and I can't even think of. It's beyond a normal person's. But I think all said and done, I think they're pretty humble, they're pretty grounded. They understand what's happening, and they're very good with their investments and numbers. I should tell you that.
They're very involved.
They're very smart. They understand. I would say if I compare a celebrity, I'm not saying celebrities back then, a 30, 40-year-old back, those celebrities were not smarter, but I think they were more heavily invested into land and properties and FDs. Today they are way smarter. They understand, they read so much.
I mean, the fact that they're in these businesses that they've created or chosen to invest in now is telling you something, that they've realized that I need...
Do you know what? They have leveraged their brand today. Yes. And to a level that they don't take only brand endorsement deals, they have put their skin in the game.
Yeah.
When you put a skin in the game, when you take an equity in the company, in the brand that you endorse, the numbers, the valuation goes to the next level and your equity goes to the next level. So that's what makes them money.
Yeah, that is true. I think you said it right, that they've leveraged their brand in a very smart way. And
I will tell you, I read a very interesting article, Avan, and I read it years back. George Foreman, okay, a lot of people would know this guy. He was one of the heavyweight boxers in the boxing world. He clinched his heavyweight boxing title at the age of 40. He was the oldest heavyweight boxer to clinch a title of the world heavyweight boxing champion at the age of 45. That's when he got one of, and of course, we've seen Hollywood, we've seen sports celebrities, endorsing brands and having the skin in the game. We've seen Hollywood stars endorsing brands, picking up. But George, I'm talking the 80s now. Taking you back in the 80s. You know, what this guy intelligently did. I've seen the story of Mike Tyson, having $450 million, squandering the money, getting negative $50 million in taxes, and then, of course, today building up his brand again. But George Foreman, what he smartly did, he was given an endorsement deal from one of these grill companies, those grill toasters. So this company was bleeding at that time, okay? And I've read this whole article, it's on the net. So maybe he was given a deal of a couple of $1 million to come and endorse the company because he was then the heavyweight boxing champion of the world. So what he smartly did is, he cut a different deal with the company. He said, instead of taking endorsement as fees and one time or what, you have a contract.
I want a piece of the pie.
I will take in my equity in the company. 40% of whatever revenue you do will be mine. And they were happy they don't have to, outright, because they were bleeding in their books. So they were happy they didn't have to shell out the money right away. They said, okay, they agreed to that. The company did so well after he came in as a brand ambassador that the company started raking in huge money. George Foreman, for the next 1.5 decades, started making $8 million a year. And the money kept kicking in for him. So almost after 15, 20 years, they bought back the equity from him at $189 million, if I know the numbers right. So look at what he refused. Couple of $1 million, maybe $4-5 million they would have given him that.
Yeah.
To $200 million, okay, when he had equity, when they bought back his equity back in maybe 1.5 decades. So that is smart investing.
Yeah.
So that's what actors are doing today.
Correct. They are definitely smarter about it.
Investment in securities market are subject to market risks. Read all the related documents carefully before investing.